Good morning. My name is Scott Rudd, the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
And I'm Brittany Umar, and together we bring you Morning Call Express. So markets continue to act well. We're seeing strength across indices. Scott, what would be the next level that we should watch in the S&P?
I think right now we're looking at 1474. That was the actual September high of last year. So since the start of this year, we've had a really nice constructive tape. We had 2 big days to the upside, 4 or 5 days of digestion, and now if you look at the chart of the S&P, we're coming right into that September highs. This was that November low. Here is the low coming into New Year's Eve. Boom, sideways digestion, and then here we are right at those highs. So 1474, very big number. The question is, can we actually close above it? Can we power through it? So I think that's the level that traders are going to be watching early this week, maybe even today.
And it's interesting to note that we are seeing that strength across indices despite continued weakness in Apple and more negative news about the company coming out today. Do you think that means this is pretty constructive action we're seeing?
Yeah, because usually if Apple has an irregular heartbeat, the rest of the market has a heart attack, and this is like different where it's persistently being weak, and it seems as if money is rotating elsewhere. If you look at the chart of Apple, you will see that it came under pressure late September. He was at Head and Shoulders top, broke support, broke the 50-day, broke this trend line, continued down, and then finally in November we had a bounce back up to this trend line. It failed, came all the way into support again, bounced, hit the trend line, failed, and now look where we are, guys. Okay, we were actually last week, some of us were trying to short this 515, but it held, and now we're opening below 515. We're opening below this 501 to 505. So this level is huge. Do we close below it? Do we close above it? At this point, I think for the first time, we're actually going to take it out, and if we do spend some time underneath 500, okay, the next real level here for me will be about 486. And then really, the next real support, comes in around 440. So hopefully some of you guys are already taking care here. It's shown its weakness. The S&P futures, the S&P, we're up like 50 handles in the beginning of the year, and Apple's down 30 points. So that shows you it's been for sale, showing relative weakness.
And like that strength that we talked about across indices, we're seeing strength in banks, home builders, industrials. What's really notable out there that you're seeing right now?
I'm seeing that there are sectors that could lead without Apple, and the financials are at highs, the industrials are at highs, the home builders continue to act well. If we take a quick look at the chart of the XLF, you will see that it's above the highs, above the 8-day moving average, looking good even despite that there was no traction with Wells Fargo earnings. If you look at the home builders, XHB, you will see continue to hold above recent resistance, above the 8-day. Tomorrow, watch to see what type of earnings we have from Lennar. And then if you even go to the industrials XLI, look at that, already above the highs from where the market's not above the September highs, showing strength. So Brittany, there's really a lot to like. People who just harp on the negatives and not getting anywhere right now, really a portfolio approach is working.
And we should mention Facebook, as a surprise to some, is still acting really well. You actually sold your longs on Friday. Why did you get out when you did, especially with the big event that they have coming up tomorrow on Tuesday?
Sometimes they sell the news, and for me, it was a really nice month-and-a-half trade where you had an entry at 24, and then it rested around 28. I'll just show you alongside the chart here so you could see. Reason why we got really positive was right here when it broke above this 24. Really nice move to almost 28, consolidated. Here was another nice entry. So coming into this resistance, coming into this big area, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take mine off the table. It's been a nice hold, and who knows, maybe tomorrow they come out with the event and they actually sell the news, because sometimes that's what happens. I think some might even try and test out some shorts into the news, but I did a little bit on Friday. I'm going to wait to see what type of action we get tomorrow, but at this point, to chase Facebook at 33, 34 after a huge move that we've seen, I think it's just not the prudent thing to do.
All right, well, we're going to talk about all of this and more in the long version, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.